Here is the game table.
I like that.
2,500 points aside with 4 players, 2 players aside, so essentially 5,000 point game. Pre-apocalypse. This is episode 5 of the Siege of Thrax campaign. Chaos side has won the dice roll for deploying first and will be deploying on this table edge. Forces of Ruin have deployed on the side of this table. Super Heavy's on the table, got lots of stuff in reserve. But that is the deployment for Chaos. Not a whole lot of places to put guys, but we'll see how it turns out, eh? Lots of stuff in reserves as well. Okay, Forces of Light deploying next. Forces of Light deployment. We've got Imperial Guard with Inquisition allies deployed along their table edge with some servo skull action to thwart enemy deep strikingness. Inquisition baddies in the ruin. Super Heavies and all sorts of goodness over here, and Basilisk parking lot. All right, we are going to deploy or redeploy based on Warlord traits for Chaos to redeploy on strategic assets, and then we will dice for seizing initiative. Top of turn 1 is done. We moved up and started firing away. This Predator hit nothing. This they hit everything, but failed to penetrate. These guys shot at the Hellhound over there and blew it up and put a hull point on one of the Basilisks and blew up one of its guns.
Yeah, the Earthshaker.
Right. These guys fired. These guys moved up. All of the Rhinos fired their Havoc launchers at the Inquisition squad that was hunkering down in this building and blew a heck of a lot of them up. The Inquisitor's still alive, but blew up all of his cohort. The Plague Reaper tank fired at the Super Heavy over there, along with this big tank, and ended up blowing it up. These guys ran up. This Trilas Predator shot and hit absolutely 0. And we moved everybody up, and that's the end of our shooting.
That's the biggest part.
What's that?
The Storm Sword blew up the...
Shadow Sword
blew up
the
the
Bane
Yeah,
Blade.
the Shadow Sword blew up. The Bane Blade right there in the center. Right?
We're supposed to place a crater there now.
Apocalyptic Blast, yes. We'll find a crater to put there suitably. So yeah, end of top of turn 1 did some damage. Moving on to bottom of turn 1, Forces of Good. Bottom of turn 1, the Forces of Light have done their damage. Chris, walk me through what you did here.
Mostly nothing.
Not true. You did a whole point to that.
Two whole points.
We scattered some whole points. One on this Predator, one on this Rhino.
Couple of Rhino.
You blew that Rhino up with this guy's big gun,
Yeah,
right?
the Hellhammer did some damage. It blew up a Rhino. It took 7 out of 10 Chaos Marines here.
Out of that ruin, yep.
Yep. It scattered some whole points that way on the whatever that thing is.
Yes, this
the
Vindicare
Plague
Assassin shot the Plague Reaper and did a whole point or 2.
Yep, it's got 4 on it, so I think the last cannon from there did damage.
Right, the last cannon from the Hellhammer.
And then over here, Sentinels and the Amassed Guard Firepower did 2 whole points on the Shadow Sword. And that's about it. So,
Okay.
not as awesome as it could have been.
Then there were some psychers in, John, there were some psychers in
who
that
did
Rhino?
nothing.
They basically had a psychic choir or something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
singing.
psychic barrage. They were not able to penetrate the armor.
Okay, they shot at the Plague Reaper but did not penetrate. Okay, that is the bottom of turn 1. Forces of Ruin, top of turn 2. Let's not forget our reserve rolls, as Saul has written. Top of turn 2.
That'd be bad.
Top of turn. Yeah.
Yep, we had reserves come in. The Helldrake came in. Bale flamed those guys and did a vector strike against that Chimera, doing a hull point. Obliterators,
Why not?
deep struck
40
in.
guys, I think it'd be cool if he killed a land.
What else came in from reserves? That Rhino.
Depending on how things go against
Rhinos. Remember Warpsmith came on and did repaired a whole
Yeah, this Warpsmith came in from that Rhino. That Rhino came in. The Warpsmith came in and did a repair of a hull point on that guy back when he was there. The Plague Reaper moved up, essentially shooting.
And then I'll take my 2 Storm Talons.
This Predator shot, hanging tough, shot the Land Raider and the Chimera between all these guys firing, blew up the Chimera, or the Hellhound.
Land Raider blew up a Hellhound,
Hellhound.
and a Land Raider.
The Land Raider got blown up by the last cannon
that's
from
right.
the Plague Reaper.
Yeah, that's true.
This Rhino moved up. These guys kind of spread out a little bit and shot at the assassin in the tower, doing essentially nothing.
One wound.
No, they missed.
Oh, yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
they
yeah.
rolled snake eyes, right? These these Chaos Marines ran up. Essentially, the firing from all the heavy weapons and all the baddies over here essentially destroyed the Land Raider, the Hellhound.
4 points of damage on the...
The Raptors deep struck in, took a shot from the assassin and killed one Meltagun, but the remaining Meltagun in that squad shot the Hellhammer. We're getting our Bane Blade.
4 whole points of damage
Did
to it.
4 whole points of damage to it, in addition to, I think, 1 whole point from this thing?
Something like
I don't remember.
Yep.
And then over here, Land Raider and Predator over here shot at a Land Raider over there filled with Inquisition bad guys and blew it up, and the
That's
guys
right,
piled
back
out. Oh, and by the way, when that Land Raider blew up, killed a few guys in there. And then this guy blew up a Demolisher tank. So a fair amount of damage on top of turn 2 for Chaos, moving to bottom of turn 2 for the Forces of Good. Do not forget to roll your reserves. Okay, bottom of turn 2, John and Chris, why don't you walk me through what we got? So essentially, you shot your Tech Marine.
Did nothing.
Did nothing, right?
The Basilisk did nothing.
Basilisk shot
Yeah,
over...
Basilisk killed 7 Marines. What are you talking about?
No, the Basilisk didn't.
Oh, that was the...
Yeah.
The Basilisk shot something over here, I thought,
It
but
missed.
missed.
Oh, that's right.
Hellhammer did virtually nothing.
Hellhammer basically shot Flamers and
Killed a
Stubber and all sorts of things like that at the Raptors, but did no wounds. They shot the big guns at the Plague Reaper and did 1 hull point.
1 whole point.
1 hull point.
The battle cannon killed a bunch of regular Marines
Right,
off the Russ.
That were hanging out in that crater, right? The Storm Talons and the Storm
Shut down the Helldrake.
Eagle. What
Storm Raven.
Storm Raven.
The Storm Raven did nothing. The Storm Talons killed the Helldrake.
Right, they killed that Helldrake that was hanging out over there. The Chimera
Did a whole lot of nothing.
did nothing. These guys shot up the Rhino that was sitting right there with the Plague Marines and blew it up. Those guys were hanging out. The Vendetta came on and did a hull point.
No, did nothing.
Did nothing?
Pretty much nothing.
Okay, so bottom of turn 2 for the Forces of Good. The Assassin put a hull point on the Plague Reaper.
Again?
Right? Yeah, a whole lot of not too much for the Forces of Good at the bottom of turn 2. Turn 3,
Yep.
we've got some reserves rolls.
Yep.
Hang tight. So we're wrapping up. It turns out that we didn't do too much damage on this side. It looks like a victory for the side of Chaos. One of the things that we learned is Strength D is pretty tough. And losing a super heavy in turn 1 is pretty crippling. A 5,000 point battle. But overall, it was a good game. We're packing up, but good game had by all. And next time, we will do Apocalypse. Stay tuned.